Hello again and welcome to Chapter 5. Chapter 5 of our Express course for CIMA E1. Chapter 5 is all about marketing, and let's get straight on to have a look at it. Now, first of all, the big picture with marketing, and what we're saying here is very important to note that any marketing strategy needs to fit in, needs to agree, needs to support the big picture corporate strategy of an organization. So it should always support and enhance the main strategy of the business. So we mustn't look at marketing in isolation. Some key points within marketing. First one is segmentation. And marketing segmentation is where the market is split up, is divided into different segments, different parts. Ideally, a market segment should have the following. It should be distinct from all other segments, be the same within the actual segment, and be identifiable and, importantly, accessible. How do we identify methods of segmentation? Numerous different methods. Two of the most common ones we're shown here, which are geographical. Another one is demographic. So geographic, you segment the market according to the country or according to the region. Demographic, it's based on age, for example, or gender or occupation. So segmentation is one of the most important things to start with within marketing. The next thing, which is really vital, is known as a marketing mix. Now, the marketing mix is sometimes known as the 4 Ps, sometimes the 7 Ps as well, which we'll come on to later. But the marketing mix is a set of controllable marketing tools. Now, the 4 Ps comes from product, price, place, promotion. And the marketing mix, it's a set of controllable variables, which means we can adjust all of these. We can adjust the product, we can adjust the place, the distribution location, we can adjust the price and the promotion. And read through this in your own time, but it gives you the different components of the various Ps. Now, the servicing marketing mix, or the extended marketing mix, is often known as the 7 Ps. That's the 4 Ps plus people, processes, physical evidence. Those 3 apply to service industries. Okay, now moving down to page 29. And linked in with one of the Ps of the 4 Ps of the marketing mix, we have what is known as different pricing strategies. These are approaches to how we price things. Now, I won't go through all of these now, so read through these in your own time, but we have a variety of different pricing methods, ranging from premium pricing, where we maintain a high price due to the nature of the product. We price it at a premium pricing. Promotional pricing, various pricing methods to support campaigns to raise customer awareness, for example, and so on. So again, just read through these different pricing methods in the express notes. Now, if we move down to page 30, and let's have a quick look at the buying behaviour. Now, it's been argued that people go through a range of stages within the buying process. So, for example, the first stage, they identify the need. They then look for information, evaluate the options, decide to buy, and then finally they evaluate the purchase. And we're mentioning here something about a decision-making unit. So the final decision whether to buy an item or not doesn't always just involve the purchaser. There may be other people involved in the decision-making unit. And this could be initiator, influencer, or buyer. Initiator is somebody that identified the need to start with. influencer, somebody that influences the buying decision, and the buyer, the one that actually undertakes the final negotiation and purchases the items. And another bit of theory, Lancaster and Withy identified 3 key factors which influence the purchasing decision. So we have the purchasing decision, and the 3 factors would be personal, social, cultural, and psychological. Okay, moving down to the last page within this chapter, we've got a bit about market research and data gathering, and I want to make sure you understand the distinction between what is known as primary research and secondary research. Primary research is data that you've collected for the first time. So this could be interviews, questionnaires, focus groups. Secondary data is data that is already available. So trade data reports, market reports, government publications. Primary research, an advantage of primary research is going to be that it will probably be more specific for your particular situation. A negative, though, is it's going to cost more. With the cost of actually obtaining that primary research for the first time, it is likely to cost significantly more than secondary research. So this is how we sort of research the market, maybe for segmentation purposes. We research it for the marketing mix side of things as well. Okay, product life cycle. Now the product life cycle says that a product goes through a life cycle. And if this is a quantity sold here, when an item is introduced, sales take a bit of time to take off. Gradually, as it becomes more popular, then it'll go into the growth stage. Once you go into the growth stage, it starts to be a maturity because people have already bought one of those products, for example. Now it's in the decline. So a good example of an item which is in the introduction stage is 3D television. Now 3D television has been advertised around the world. It's a new product, so the product life cycle is very much at the introduction stage. And if you imagine the 4 Ps, within the introduction stage for 3D televisions, well, price is going to be quite high. Place will be a limited number of places. Product technologically advanced, for example, but a limited choice maybe. And promotion will be very much focusing on the technical breakthroughs and things like that. Now the next page, we have in more detail the characteristics of each stage. So again, you can read through all of this in your own time, but just to highlight one, price. If we say price at the introduction stage, well, it could be high for skim pricing, as in the 3D television I've just mentioned, or it could be low for penetration pricing to get into the market as quick as possible. Price can possibly be maintained in the growth stage, but there will be pressure on pricing because of increased competition. Maturity, again, now the market is mature for this product, pricing is going to have pressures on it and possibly will be reduced. Once you're in the decline stage, then really price is going to be looking at further reductions to try to encourage additional sales. Okay, so that was a very quick look through chapter 5 of the Express Notes. Thank you very much for listening.